and what happened earlier today, and then what's going on this weekend. And we'll take it out about 7 days there, so give you a full weather briefing here. Hope your Friday evening's going well. Here's an update on what's happening with our Willis-Knighton Mega 3 Doppler radar. And this is actually an hour's worth of movement of the showers. You can see the showers coming across north central Louisiana, I-20, and then heading up northeast part of Louisiana there. Elsewhere, not too much in the way of rain. A little closer examination up in southern Arkansas. We had a pretty good band of showers pass through, but now it's moving up north and east of Camden out of our viewing area. A little bit farther south, close to Ruston, we've got some shower activity. And some of the shower activity has some pretty good downpours moving to the northeast or east at about 25 or so miles per hour. You can see just north of Ruston heading up into Ouachita Parish there, and or actually Union Parish. And it's been a while since I've talked about parishes there. That 3-year absence I had kind of forgot a few things about Louisiana. But anyway, got those showers. They're moving through. Nothing severe weather-wise. Not expecting any crazy weather like that like last Saturday. Not anticipating any problems there. Toledo Bend, not much happening in there either. So it's just going to be kind of spotty on the showers here. I think we'll get a break for a few hours. We have a little disturbance in the southwest flow and the jet stream that's coming by that's helping to facilitate these showers right now. And also we have a warm front down to our south. And as the main weather system pulls through, that'll probably be closer toward tomorrow morning when we'll see probably the most of our rain. And it won't be much. Not expecting too much out of that. In fact, for the rest of tonight, it's just a slight chance of something measurable in the rain department across our Arklatex area. And same goes for the first, probably the first half of your Saturday during the Saturday morning time frame. Then I think after that, it looks like smooth sailing for the rest of the weekend there. And again, I don't think it's a washout for you. Forecast rain amounts from one of our computer models here showing perhaps 1/10 of an inch or less. And that's saying a lot compared to what we had last Saturday, 2 to 3+ inch rain, severe storms, tornadoes, you name it. It was a mess last Saturday, but going into this Saturday, much more benign type weather. All right, earlier today, well, the National Weather Service said we had a high of 70. You might recall yesterday it was 82, 2 degrees shy of a record. Today, well, we were still above average. The average high is 64 for this time of year. The morning temperature 55 and the average low is about 42. And last year it was 20 degrees to start today. Weather Watcher reports. So we got our weather watchers kind of all over the Arklatex and reporting their afternoon temperatures today. We had Ken Walton in New Boston at 66, close to that for Chuck Cam in the Redwater area. Low 60s for Reed Eisenhower in Texarkana, the mid 60s for Brian Loper there in Atlanta. Big Scarborough, Big Storm Chaser in Ida, Louisiana, 70 degrees today. And Bob Fentress in fabulous downtown Bellevue at 72, and Wayne Hatfield in the Homer area there in the mid 60s. A little bit farther south, we had the upper 60s for Francis Moody up at Cypress Lake, down Stonewall Way, 67, according to Kay Berry. Low 70s, Clarence, Louisiana, according to Barry Howard. Bob Baker in Carthage. Bob's been with us for years, and it's good to have his reports. 67 for his afternoon temperature. And June Jones, Elysian Fields, been with us also for quite a while there in the mid to high 60s today. Around the metro area, in Shreveport, or Mike Lyles, that is, 69 at his house. Ronnie Hull, his buddy, I guess down the way there, 69. Mark Potter in Bossier City at 70. Same goes for Blanchard, according to our weather watcher, Gary Stratton. And up in Benton area, represented well on the east side, it's Randall Elliott, 68, his high today. And Molly Rankin there, I assume a little farther inland. Or in Benton there, 67 for her. Weather watchers, thank you for that information. Surely appreciate that. At the automated sites that I'm showing right now are airports and what have you. Not many people live at the airport, so it's nice to get a feel for what the communities around the Arklatex are showing, at least for today, high temperature-wise. Currently 54 in DeQueen, got 63 in Shreveport, mid-60s in Natchitoches, the upper 50s, and Ruston there, the 60s across East Texas, Mount Pleasant at 61. Up in Oklahoma, 59 in Idabel. It's a fairly warm, mild to warm start going in to our evening time frame. So here's the jet stream. I plotted it here. A pretty good storm up there in the Rockies. It's a little removed, the strongest part of it, but we're catching the tail end. And the tail end of that little trough, that little dash line will move through as we get into tomorrow. and that will be our Saturday system. That'll bring us a few showers, and then a cold front, the surface part of that weather system will be a cold front that'll cool us down for a couple of days, and that's pretty much it. Not expecting again a severe weather outbreak from that weather feature. This evening we got a southwest flow, so there's little disturbances passing by too, and they're kind of paralleling the surface reflection of the storm system, that warm front. So it's slowly edging to the north and having that boundary around. It's in southern Toledo Bend. I think could give us a little bit of fog as we head toward dawn, and still some showers around that. Out in West Texas, that cold front and that occluded part of it where the cold air is caught up with the warm front, that'll move through tomorrow morning, and that'll change our weather and cool us down and clears out too as we head through the rest of the weekend. But that's the current surface weather features there. Temperature-wise, you can kind of see where the boundary of the front is. So the warm front is in between Austin and Houston, and between Shreveport and Houston. It's in the 70s down that way, and we're in the 60s up here. So you can kind of see where that front is and how it curves back into the hill country of Southwest Texas and back on up into the Texas Panhandle there. So you can kind of get an idea where that's at. All right, the jet stream forecast. So that disturbance out west that we just looked at a moment ago, it'll pass through our area as we get into tomorrow. Here's the movement of it. You can see the little trough, the little dip in the jet stream coming through tomorrow. And once it's passed by, that's our weather is improving quite a bit. In fact, a big ridge starts building out west. It's been quite cold in the western part of the United States and stormy and all that. Well, it looks like the way the jet stream is bowing up to the north and down to the southeast will give them quite the weather pattern change, and getting us some really warm weather out west where it's been, again, snowy and stormy over the past week or so. Around these parts, we'll be right on the edge of that ridge. We'll have a northwest flow, and that's a dry flow here, it looks like, and our drought conditions will hang on, it looks like, for another several days here once we have our measly showers come through the next 12 hours or so. Northeast, though, that weather feature will pass on by, and it'll be cold up in the northeast and kind of stormy for them. But for us, we'll just catch a glancing blow with that little weather feature. All right, so here's the forecast for the surface weather features of that little trough as it comes by. We have our warm front hanging out here. So as the trough moves on by, it'll bring the rest of that system, the low pressure system and the cold front, bring it on through here. And it'll kind of take a little bit of a southerly route. So most of the Arctic will stay on the cool side of it, but the warm front will get up perhaps close to I-20. Again, not expecting any crazy weather in that warm sector in our area. We'll just have a few showers around. This system is really moisture starved. We don't have a powerful, low-level jet cranking in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and we don't have that disturbance like last week that just carved a path right through the Arctic. Not even close this time around. So this system rather benign compared to last week. As we get into the daylight hours, you can see a little green on the map. Showers kind of hang out with the surface features of that front, but they move away from the Arctic. And what you see in white, those are the forecast clouds. They kind of fall apart there. And this is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we'll have some sunshine amongst those clouds. And then the clouds clear out as we get into tomorrow night. This is the forecast for Sunday morning. So looking good across the Arctic. Colder, though, probably in the upper 30s to the lower 40s temperature-wise, far cry from where we have been the past few mornings there. And as we go through your Sunday, we might see some of these high clouds come across the area, but we'll have more sunshine than anything else. So the weekend's not bad. It's just the first part of the weekend, and I think we'll have that inclement weather, and that's about it. So still some isolated showers around our area tonight. A little bit of patchy fog probably in Toledo Bend as that warm front kind of edges up there, and there's what we call the moisture pooling around that boundary. Of course, it's kind of an extended boundary, but I think the humidity will increase quite a bit, especially down Natchitoches Way, Manning, what have you. So some patchy fog possible there. North of that boundary, it's still pretty dry and pretty cool, so I'm not expecting too much from I-20 north. I don't think we'll have the fog. The rain chance, 20% possibility, and that's just, again, it's a slight chance of something measurable for you. There'll be showers around, so that'll pretty much say, yeah, that forecast worked out for you. but the chance of something measurable is just they're so spotty. In other words, across our area, wind's not terribly strong out east, about 5 to 10 for tonight. So lows in the 50s from I-20 south into Toledo Bend, down in Natchitoches. That warm front starting to edge up toward I-20. The low to mid 40s in northern sections where you're looking at a little bit drier air as we head toward dawn. And then tomorrow, so that weather system kind of slides along I-20. We'll have those stray showers for the morning as the parent system pushes through with the cold front. And then I think in the afternoon, we'll see some clearing. That rain chance still not big there for the morning hours. Winds will shift into the north as this weather system slides to the south and east. We'll be on the backside. Still gets up to about 68 or so. So a pretty warm day. Rest of the Arklatex, low 60s up toward Hope, mid 60s Texarkana, upper 60s Marshall, down in the Toledo Bend country, probably near 70. Temperatures pretty close to where we were here for today. So not too bad. But then Sunday cools down quite a bit. Sunday's probably the pick day of the weekend, but cooler. We'll start out probably in the 30s to near 40. That's 40 for Shreveport. 60 in the afternoon, sunny skies, and the winds will be pretty gusty, at least the first half of the day, then dying down late. We get into your Monday with clear skies. We're looking at temperatures probably in the 30s to start the day. Probably some frost around. Some folks will have a light freeze too. And then the upper 50s by afternoon. So that's kind of a cool day for us because the average high, if you might recall, is about 64. 30s to the 60s on Tuesday, but a pretty big warm up there. And you can kind of see that if you look down at the bottom, you'll see the projected wind direction there out of the south, 15 or better. So that's a warm wind for us. So we warm up rapidly there. And we'll have the 70s on Wednesday. You can see all the way through Thursday. It's a pretty warm forecast after about Tuesday time frame. And then next chance of measurable rain, Thursday time frame is just a slight possibility. Highs in the lower 70s, and right now it looks like about the low 70s there on Friday with sunshine. So that's kind of the way the forecast is playing out currently. Appreciate you watching here. We're going to have some news, weather, and sports in about 45 minutes on KPXJ CW21, news at 9. And then at 10 o'clock on KTBS Channel 3. So if you want to watch, we'll certainly give you something to watch there with all the above, the news, sports, and weather. Anyway, hope you have a nice evening. Have a nice weekend. And again, thanks for watching.